last chance, and I can't stress enough, let's just put this into perspective. Literally 10 minutes ago, Freddie had a little look, who's behind the camera now, at our Lotus of Land and what tickets were left. We were looking at about just under 1,000 earlier on today. 10 minutes ago, there was about 250. Then I popped downstairs to say hello 2 minutes ago, and there was 130. And literally, just as we've gone live, it's now down to 119. So that's how fast they're selling. So I think we're fairly confident that this car will sell out very soon, even possibly whilst we're on air now, this might sell out.
To be honest, I'm surprised it lasted till today. This was one of those cars that you think, oh, it's going to sell out after
Do you know what?
days.
I'm not just saying this. We've been doing this for 2 and a bit years. This is absolutely my favourite car we've done so far. So I got the opportunity to drive this one in the video. It's my favourite one.
In terms of handling, it's planted, it's great.
Beautiful. I mean, they say daily. You could use it as a daily. You wouldn't use it as a daily, I don't think. You might do if you want to.
Depends what size you are. I don't know if I'd use it as a daily, but perhaps...
It just feels right, you know? It feels like it's sitting on the road. It feels like a little bit of a racing car. It's very, very rare. I mean, when Nick comes down later on, he told me yesterday, I can't remember exact figures, but we were quite surprised that there weren't as many as we thought of these made.
It's less than 1,000 on the road now.
Yeah. Oh, there's definitely... I think there was less than 1,000 made.
Really?
I might be wrong. I know he's nipped to Tesco, isn't he, or Co-op. So when he comes back, we'll ask him, because he remembers things like that. So there's not many of these made, so it's well worth getting your tickets for this one. So yeah, we thought we'd just jump on, because everyone's gone home. We're going to be live at 7 o'clock tonight for the draw of our Lotus of Land, which is my favourite one to date. But also, we've got the driving experience. Now, I just wanted to talk a little bit about the driving experience, because it's really, really special. Lotus contacted us and gave us a very, very good opportunity, unique opportunity, because there's got to be a year ago now, we went to Hethel, which is the home of Lotus up in Norfolk, and there was the Emira driving around. No, we weren't allowed to photograph it. We got out of the van with a camera and they told us off straight away and said, whatever you do, don't photograph it, because it was the day that they were driving the Emira around the track. Now, at the time, we kind of got the idea it was the Emira, but no one had really ever seen it, and it was all wrapped in camouflage, and it's now out in the press. People are ordering it. I think it's due in a few months' time. People are going to start to get their orders. But what I would just say to you is the track day experience is the first ever track day experience at Hethel in the Emira. So it's a really, really super prize. What makes it special is every single penny of the proceeds will be going to charity, which is, you know, an added bonus. It's really, really nice. But from your point of view, you'll be the first person, even before the people who have bought an Emira.
This is it. It's only journalists that have test driven the car so far.
So there you go. So they're bringing out the driving experience, which will be around the Hethel racetrack. And that will be shortly after if you're the lucky winner, will be driving the car. Anyone can pay a premium, but you can go and drive it. But you'll be the very first person on the Hethel track in the Emira, who is the general public, should we say.
There's been a few questions about the date, so it's important to note that if that date doesn't suit you, that's fine. You can do it at a later date. You won't be the first person. If
Absolutely.
You miss that date.
So 17th, is it?
Yep.
So 17th of June is, in theory, when the track is yours. You'll get a tour of Classic Team Lotus as well, which we were lucky enough to do when we went to Hethel. So they'll give you a guided tour of that. You'll get to obviously drive the Emira. You'll get to see the Emira, you get to spend the day with the guys at Lotus, and that will be the very first time anybody goes on the track as the general public to drive it. But like Freddie says, if you can't make the 17th, because obviously that's only a week's time, you'll still get the experience, but you won't be the first.
It's worth noting that it's not just anyone showing you around the track either, it's Martin Donnelly. So those of you that are of course familiar with
Formula One.
Martin raced in Formula One amongst other series, but of all the people to show you around the track,
absolutely, and he will teach you. I mean, we went in the car. We were.
Oh, they don't hold back, do they?
We were in the Elises and the Exeges, and yeah, I won't lie. I felt rough when I got out of the car. I didn't want to feel rough. I sort of got out. I was like, yeah, this is brilliant, but I felt a little bit dodgy because they don't hold back.
You can't ask them to slow down a little bit.
No,
that would be cool.
No. And Alex, who won our Lotus Elise a year ago, he actually got to drive with Martin, and he had a whale of a time. So tonight's draw is for the Lotus of Land. Probably sold out or going to be very, very close to selling out soon. So jump on now and get your tickets for that. And also we've got the driving experience. So if there's any questions from anyone on any of the cars you see here, because these are the ones that are live on the website at the moment. And obviously we've got the Jaguar in here. which is about 50% sold, so we can have a little look at the Jag. But we thought we'd jump on, what are we now? We're 5:20 now. So tickets stay on sale for both the experience, which probably looks unlikely to be selling out, and also the Lotus of Land. They'll be finishing being able to purchase tickets from 7 o'clock tonight, or just after 7 o'clock. We'll be live at that time.
It's worth noting on the experience, even if they all sell out, you've got, even with just one ticket, you've got a good shot at 999 tickets.
Yeah, absolutely.
As there's so many unsold,
I mean, we're about 50%. We won't lie to you. We're about 50. We thought it would probably have sold out by now, but we're at 50%. So you've got at the moment like a 1 in 500 chance. So really good odds. And the nice thing about it, like I said, is not only do you get to drive the Emira for the very first time before many, many other people, but every penny will also go to charity, which is a really good cause as well. So thank you very much to Lotus again for giving us the opportunity and working alongside us to give this incredible prize away.
Ian Davies said best colour for the Elan. Do you see a lot of Elans in this shade of red, don't we?
And there was a blue one that came up for sale yesterday, funny enough, because I saw our advert on the social.
Was it a +2 or was it
It was a +2, yeah.
Very nice.
It looked amazing. So let's just have a quick look at the cars that we've got on display at the moment, because we're in a really good position today. I'm just having a little look around. We say it quite often that a lot of the cars in here you'll see are going to be future competition cars.
90% of cars are.
More so than ever in here at the moment. Majority of these, all bar 1, 2, 3, is it? 3 cars won't be competition cars, and they're the same 3 that we've spoken about before. But we've got the Sunbeam Rapier, which will be coming. We haven't recorded this one yet, so this is a bit of a distance away from this one going live. Of course, we've got the Mini that we gave away recently. That's due to go up to Perth in Scotland next week. Long trip for us because we're in Suffolk, so we'll be taking that up next week to the winner of that. And then we've got the Morris van. That's going to be coming is that next, is it?
That's next, yeah, so next week.
I think that's going to be a popular one because we were always asked, well, we were asked for a lot of people for a commercial. The Mini went very well being a commercial van. Nice little van. So we've got this coming up very soon.
Needs some sign writing on the sign.
We did toy with the idea of putting some sign
But it's
writing
great if someone owns a business that wants to enter this or has a business idea for something.
Always turns heads as well when you're in a van, like the Mini did. So we do very well with Minis anyway, but the Mini did really well, I think, because the fact it was a van. That moves us on to this incredible little Mini, which is going to be a future competition car very soon.
This is a lot of fun to drive.
It's lovely, isn't it?
It is really nice to drive.
Yeah, really nice. So we haven't really done much to it, so it's not, as you can see, it's not completely original. It's got the wider arches and everything like that. But that's what Minis are all about, aren't they? You know, there's never a boring Mini. This is a customer's car, the Lagonda. This won't be a competition car. I think it'd scare a lot of people if this was a competition car.
It'd be fun to do something of this ilk as a competition
one
day.
It'd be amazing, yeah.
Let us know if you want to see something like the Lagonda.
So this is in for well, you can see with the pattern on here. So we're making a new tonneau cover. So you'll see the pattern's all been outlined. So Brian and Lydia are working on that at the moment. That should be ready next week, all done. So that's why that's in here, because it's a bit of a beast. So it's been parked up in here. Talking of beasts, this is a competition car that's going to come up very soon. I think this will be a really popular one.
The photos look awesome from this.
Do they? I've not even seen them yet.
They look cool.
So we did a series 2 a long time ago. I mean, when it was snowing. That's how long ago we did a series 2, and that went very well. This is obviously a little bit different because, again, it's been messed about with. I suppose it's not original, but it's been done to such a high standard. The woodwork in the back, all of the interior, the ceiling cloth, everything has all been done by a Land Rover specialist. It's all diamond. Yeah, I'll open the door for you, Freddie. So yeah, the woodwork's all been done in the back. That's all lovely. And the chap who I bought it off basically did it for himself. And he said that he goes shooting, and he sort of got a bit carried away with doing the work, and then realised it was probably a little bit too nice to chuck the dogs in and go shooting in. So it's now up for sale. But it's beautiful, and it drives lovely. It drives like a Land Rover would, you know. It's very big and bouncy and noisy, but that's what it's all about, isn't it?
It is indeed. It's good fun off-road. We didn't take it proper off-roading, but we took it off the beaten track to photograph.
That's why it was dirty. It was clean, and then they went off and recorded it, and it came back dirty.
Well, that's what they're for, isn't it?
Exactly, yes. So this is live on the website at the moment. It's the Jaguar V12. It's doing very well. It would do. We expected it to do very well. It's about 50% sold on this one. It's due to be drawn next week.
It is, yeah, next Thursday, right? This one.
Okay. Now, I can confirm, I don't know whether we're supposed to confirm or not, but we made the decision for the Dodge Viper. The RT10 is going to be a competition car. I absolutely fell in love with this car the minute I saw it. It's been sitting here for some time, been toying with the idea of whether to keep it, sell it, make it a competition car. We weren't really sure, but we have made the decision now. I mean, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. When I bought this car, there was only 3 available in the UK for sale, so that's how rare it is. And I just can't see this car ever going down in value. It's probably not the most practical of cars that turns heads. I just think it's beautiful.
Ian saying the Viper looks fun.
It's brilliant. It's really good fun. Got no door handles though. Ian, did you say?
Ian,
it's got no door handles, Ian. On day one, I shut the door with the keys in, then realised it's got no door handles. So I had to break into my own car.
That's Ian who won the Escort.
Oh, brilliant.
Memory serves me correctly.
Oh, excellent.
I think Ian's coming to our show. We look forward to seeing
you. A white Escort, you mean?
There's a blue one, the XR3i.
Oh, yes, right, okay, yeah. Because we had the white one, didn't we?
We did, yeah. That one went to Manchester.
Yeah.
I think Ian, London.
Right.
Way.
Well, hi, Ian. Hopefully, have you still got it? Be nice to know if you still got it.
Yeah. When I last spoke to him, he said that he still uses it and drives it and enjoys it.
So good. Excellent. The TR6. That's going to be going very soon. I think next Tuesday, Valerie, who was lucky enough to win that, Hayley got very excited because we haven't had many female winners. So when she saw Valerie, she was ecstatic that we had a female winner. So she's actually come into the workshops on Tuesday to pick the car up with her husband. So we're looking forward to seeing Valerie. So you'll see some videos and some footage of Valerie picking the car up. And then finally, is it finally? Yeah, finally, we have the MGA. Now, we did an MGA twin cam a few months ago now. That went very, very well. I mean, that's probably the pinnacle of classic cars. Most people know the MGA. It's a very much loved car. It's proper classic. This is nice and original as well. It's not been messed about with. It's not a full restoration, you know, it's not anything, it's not a show car that you can't use. You can absolutely jump in it and use it. Nick, who works behind the scenes here, he's absolutely fallen in love with this car. And to be fair, Nick is the kind of person that's probably more into the Land Rover than he is an MGA, but he's absolutely fallen in love with this car. So
Ian is saying need another TR, maybe TR6 or a P6 or a 3500S. Some great suggestions there.
Really good suggestions.
Well, we always like Triumphs here. We do a lot of Triumphs. I'm sure there'll be another.
And we have been looking at TR6s as well. We went to an auction. Me and Freddie went to an auction the other day, and there was one there, but we won it, but we didn't win it. If that makes sense, we were the highest bidder, but it weren't quite enough. No. So never mind. So yes, the reason for the call, the reason for being on, it's now 5:30. We've been on for about 10 minutes. So if you've got any questions, you need to know anything, obviously give us a shout. Freddie's doing something quite clever behind the scenes. He's holding one phone to record and he's looking on his phone to see how many tickets are left.
I'm not getting bored. Paul says love the Landy. 89 now. What? 89 tickets. 89,
right, okay, 89 tickets. So we came on air, or 2 minutes before we came on air, there was 230 tickets. Literally just as we came on air was 219 tickets. And now we're at 89 tickets, and that's for the Lotus of Land. So it's looked like it's going to be a sellout.
Yeah, if you're watching along now, don't wait to pick up your tickets. They're going to go in the next half an hour or so.
I think so. It's absolutely my favourite car, this one. I can't stress enough how amazing this car is to drive.
David's saying that he wants to see a Ford Cortina Mark II GXL on the website.
Okay, yeah. I spoke to someone about a Lotus Cortina as well the other day.
That'd be cool.
Would be really cool. Yeah, it would be really nice. Okay, well, keep your suggestions coming in. We like to hear from you because the Porsche 911 is a really good example that we gave away a few weeks, or probably a month or so ago now. So many people asked for a Porsche 911. It was difficult to find one that was a sensible price because, let's face it, they're going through the roof now. And if they're expensive to start with, then the tickets have to be a bit more money, or there needs to be a lot more tickets. So there is this happy medium that we try and get where you keep your odds really low, your tickets at a sensible price. But the 911 was amazing. That sold out really well.
There were so many requests for it, we couldn't not do one.
Absolutely.
So same with any car. If we see a lot of requests for it, then we'll certainly keep an eye out.
So even if you're watching this video afterwards, just the fact we're live now, put some comments through later down the line if you see this video, if there's certain cars that you want to see, and we'll try and have a look for them and see if we can pick them up.
Andy Jones is asking about the Sunbeam Rapier, saying when will that be a competition car?
Well, the good news is, the good news is we were waiting a really long time for the DVLA to give us the registration, because as you see, it's a South African plate, came over to us from South Africa, but the registration came through today. So we've ordered the plates. It's now officially a UK car. So like Freddie said, 4 weeks time. We're probably recording in a couple of weeks once the plates arrive. 4 or 5 weeks time, that should be, I think it's going to be a popular one. I weren't really sure, but so many people like that when we go live. They want to have a look at it. So
the condition, I don't want to give too much away on the live just now, but the condition's really, really nice.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Andy, if you want to keep up to date with any of our competitions, then if you subscribe to our mailing list, you'll be the first to know. So if you're not already on our mailing list, that's the best place to be to hear about it as soon as it goes live.
And Hayley, we'll probably talk about it later on as well at 7 o'clock. But another thing to bear in mind is if you are a regular, and this isn't for everybody this, but we have what's called a VIP membership, which if you see that on the website and you think, what's that all about? It's probably worth me just touching upon it now. It's £10 and that covers you for an entire year. So if you pay for it today, you've got 12 months of 10% off absolutely everything. So if you buy, I don't know, I suppose 9 tickets in a year, you get your money back. A lot of people realise that if they're going ahead to buy 10 tickets on the Lotus, you might as well spend that as well.
Got your money back straight away.
Get your money back straight away, absolutely.
Tony's saying, could we do something American for a competition car? Yes, Tony, we can.
Here you go,
How's that?
Tony. How about this one? You can't really get more American. Can't really get more iconic.
We just need to put some blue on it, and then it'll be the red, white and blue flag.
So yes, this will be a future competition car very soon. I'm very excited about this car. It's an amazing car. So yeah, that's coming up very soon for you. So that ticks that box for being American, Tony. So and we've got a couple of we've got one motorbike over there. You'll see the Mondial is over there as well. Now the story of the Mondial is the gentleman who won it lives in the north of Scotland, and he's got a collection of bikes. I think he had about 10 bikes, and he was really honest with us because we gave that bike away with £1,000 prize money, because technically that is sort of almost a beginner's bike. So he said, well, I've got 10, it's going to come up here and it's probably going to be put up for sale because I like my big bikes, which is fair enough. So we bought it back off him because it's such an amazing little bike, so we've just kept it here and we use it ourselves. And then obviously he got money because we bought the bike back off him, and he got £1,000 to put in his pocket, so happy days. And then the Triumph you see in front, that's going to be a future one, and that is a proper one. You know, that's a proper bike. That's going to be a future competition. I say future competition car. It's going to be a bike. Very, very soon to the website, but that's sort of the first time that we touch upon a proper road, not a small bike, it's a big bike, it's not a trials bike. That'll be the one that I think a lot of people go for. But just touch upon it very, very quickly before we go off air. Possibly may have sold out already. 56 tickets left on the Lotus of Land. So you've got an hour and a half until we go live, which is when you can stop buying tickets for that. But we've sold 200 tickets probably since we've been, or very close to 200 tickets since we've been live. So I'd probably get on now and get your tickets for that one. That's an amazing car, I can't stress enough. And finally, it's the driving experience. Now I just want to touch upon it very quickly if you've just tuned in. The Lotus Emira is the newest, one of the newest Lotuses, not even out yet. You're seeing all of the press coverage about it at the moment. A year ago we went to Lotus and we saw it, and even then it was covered in camouflage. You couldn't see it properly. Lotus contacted us. We've joined forces with them to give someone the very, very first opportunity to be the first person to drive the Lotus Emira around the Hethel track. Now Hethel is where Lotus factory is. That's where every single Lotus, including our Elan, was built. Now this exact Elan went around that track all those years ago. So you're going to get the opportunity to go around that track, be the first to drive the Lotus Emira around that track. Obviously the test drivers have, but the general public haven't. And even if someone has put a deposit down on the Lotus Emira, which a lot of people have, they haven't even had the opportunity to drive it. So you'll be the very first to do it. And every single penny of that competition will go to charity. So it's going to a really good cause as well, but it's such an incredible prize to get a trip to Hethel. You get a tour of Classic Team Lotus. You get to drive the brand new Lotus Emira before it's even released. You get to drive that around the Lotus track themselves. So we'll see you. Have you got any other questions?
Yeah, just one more. Gary's asking any more watches coming into competitions, which is funny because we had a conversation about an hour or so ago saying the same thing.
There's a really, really lovely watch for a company that we work with, and there's never really been a reason for it. So in the past, we've done like a Ford Mustang watch when there's been a Ford Mustang. We've done the Porsche watch when we're giving away a Porsche. We had sort of a little bit of relevance. They've got a watch that ties in perfectly with something that we've got coming up very soon. So
if you want to hear about it first, jump onto our mailing list and you'll know straight away.
Absolutely. So yes, answer to your question, there is definitely a watch coming up very soon. So we will see you. It's now just gone 6:30. We'll be live with Hayley at 7 o'clock. Tickets for this still available, but not many. Tickets for the driving experience also available till 7 o'clock. So jump on and get your tickets, and we'll see you in an hour and a half for the live draw.